I saw this thing go over, what they call the thing, you know, and it was exactly like a railway carriage, you know, lit up. And it started up overhead there, and I saw it and watched it right out of sight, right over the hills.
But I looked in that direction, there was a silver plane and a pink one, like between a pink and a red cerise colour then. Right side by side, and they were in that direction, and there was no cloud, but I don't know where it went to.
I heard this noise, it was a hell of a noise it was, and came down, you know, it was a bit misty, foggy, and well, it was like as if a tin can was floating nuts and bolts, you know, and somebody was rattling it.
What I did see was a green shimmering light for about quarter of an hour.
Well, it's hard to explain. It's like a bright light with a red light in the middle.
Like cigar shape, glowing at each end.
I saw something over there between those two bungalows, and to me it looked as if it was about 500 feet high. No higher. It seemed to be hovering.
It resembled something like a comet, but comets are white, so this one was orange, oval colour, so it certainly wasn't a comet.
And what did it look like?
Like a saucer.
Yes, and were there any lights or anything around?
No,
it?
it's just a white object in the sky. We were busy in here, but we had to come back in. But the three soldiers that were there with us, they also saw it. And they described it more or less like a lampshade.
I had a camera with me. I was taking it down to my sister who wanted to borrow it. And, well, as I say, I just had the camera with me. And pure luck, I just undid it and took a picture.
The object was staying still all this time, was it, or was it moving?
No, it was moving.
But moving slowly?
It was moving fairly fast. I wouldn't like to say how fast, but I couldn't say how fast.
Now, some people have said that when they've tried to take a picture of one of these things, there's been some mysterious force or radiation that stopped the camera from working. Did you find this?
It didn't stop my camera from working.
Have you had people say that this picture is a fake?
Of course I have, yes. I mean...
What do you say to them when they say that?
They're entitled to their own opinion. I know it's not a fake. And it doesn't really bother me what other people think.
Nigel suddenly said, there's a light up in the sky. He rushed out to get his little telescope. So we all had a glance, and sure enough there was a shining object.
Well, we saw these massive sort of discs appear from a clump of trees. And I said to he was my boyfriend then, good heavens, what on earth is that? And of course the bike had broken down, you see. And he said, well, I had no idea. So we stood there looking at it, you know, bigger and bigger, and came towards us, which absolutely just struck dumb. We didn't know what it was.
A few miles outside Warminster is the Elizabethan mansion of Longleat. Nigel Mingay, the son of Lord Weymouth's butler, describes the thing as it came his way.
Well, I was out one night, and a friend who I know, who lives just across the road, he said he'd seen it. Well, I didn't believe him, but he told me to come out, so I went out with him, and we walked around for about half an hour, and then we were sort of looking round the sky the whole time, hoping to see it. But we were just on the verge of coming in when we saw it, and it went right across the horizon.
Yes, where did it go exactly?
Well, if I can show you just out here, it appeared from behind this tree and went right over the sky and disappeared just before it got to that tree.
And what did you feel like when you saw it?
Well, I was surprised, not shocked, but I always had an open mind about it. But now I believe in it.
I was woke up really out of me what sleep I had by this noise. First of all, it was like hail. And then it got nearer onto the roof, and it was like a lot of cats scratching, or like an aerial scratching about, you know, up there. And then I thought to myself, well, what on earth is that? I lay in bed for quite a while, and I got quite hot. I got panicky, you know. So I did venture, and I paid to bed. And I looked out of the window, and there wasn't a drop of rain. It was all dry. Everything was as dry as a bone. But after that went over, I heard a whimpering noise, and like someone going, that was the noise it was. And I thought, whatever is it? And I sat on the side of the bed, of course Jean's in with me, and she said, whatever's the matter with you? I said, do you hear that noise? She said, no, nothing, don't wake me up. She went to sleep again. So the dog downstairs, she didn't bark, but she was making that woofing noise. You know, woof like they do. And after afterwards, when I turned over on my side and I got into bed, it looked as though there was a light, like the cloud going over a moon. I don't know whether anything passed over then, but there was no planes, nothing at all in sight.
I pull the blankets up over my head and think, damn the army, I wish they'd shut up and go to sleep. I got up one morning, looked out of my bedroom window, and we had got army in green camouflage jackets with leaves in their steel helmets romping round the estate yard and the withy beds beyond. We could call those little green men, I suppose.
Now, what do you think about this general mystique that's developed about these objects around here?
I think it's a pity that so many people are ready to make categorical statements about a thing that nobody has bothered to investigate. As far as I have been able to discover, there has been no coordinated observation, no scientific inquiry as to what's happening. Various individuals have seen various things and have immediately drawn their own conclusions.
I continued to watch it for a while, and then it started this very erratic movement again. So I said, "Is it a star?" And he said, "No, it isn't." And then he believed, as well as me, that there was definitely something around.
I have seen it. Oh, I have seen it too. As a matter of fact, we were coming over the plain one night. We were travelling rather fast. I just overtaken some. My wife said, "Stop, stop."
Well, it appeared to be round to me. But my husband was driving rather fast and he wouldn't stop to have a look at it.
And then when we got home, she explained to me this is the thing she had seen herself before and she wanted me to stop to see it. But I myself have only seen the movement of it from terrific distance, terrific speed. That's all I can tell you. And I firmly believe in it. It doesn't bother me. I'm a Christian. I don't care about it at all.
Have you seen anything else since?
Yes, I have seen it once, I think a few months later, as I was looking out of one of my back windows. It was above the trees, and then it was swaying.
Did it look the same?
Yes, it did. It had the red light as well as the previous one.
What sort of shape did it have?
Well, it looked round. You know, I can describe it. You can't really describe it.
Just between those two bungalows, over there, I saw this thing, and it was very bright white, but it was sort of dome-shaped, you know, like a saucer. The noise woke me.
Tell me about
the droning noise. They were like sound waves. Never heard anything like it before. Never.
Loud?
Oh, terribly loud. That's why I can't understand why my neighbours didn't hear it. Because I'm not a light sleep. I sleep soundly.
And none of your neighbours heard
No.
this?
Even my little boy was fast asleep. I went in to see him. I was too frightened, really, to think. I shall never forget it.